Oh my God, what do I do with it? What do I do with it? The kids are gonna be home and I don't know what to do with it. Where do I put it? Do I put it up here? That's not a good spot. Oh my God, is it even loaded? Do I look? What do I do? First of all, get a firm master grip on that gun and quit acting like a bitch. I keep getting questions of what do I do with the gun? Put it in the frickin' holster, because if you're gonna have it, that's where it probably belongs. But I don't want to carry a gun at home. Why not? Why not? Let's go back to the beginning. I get lots of questions on where I should keep my gun because I have kids. Why do you need the gun? Why do you have it? If your answer is to shoot at pop cans on Saturdays or for target practice, unload the gun, run a chamber lock through it, go lock it in the safe or lock it up in its gun box. Done. If you have the gun for the reason that I have it, which I think you do, that gun should be loaded and ready, or in at least a condition of ready that you have a chance of doing what you need to do. I have this gun because I can use it to impose my righteous will on anybody who would try to impose their unrighteous will upon me. Make sense? I have this because it's a force multiplier for me to impose my righteous will on anybody trying to hurt me. It makes me stronger than I am without it. It makes me be able to reach farther than I can without it. And it makes me be able to apply more force than I can without it. As such, I'm not going to hamper myself, hinder myself by making it harder for me to get this. That said, there are thousands of children every year killed with guns that mom and dad or grandma and grandpa bought to protect them. Way more people are hurt, and you have a higher probability of your kids being hurt in that fashion than you do of some bad guy breaking into your house. Think about that. Your children are more likely to be accidentally killed with your gun than they are killed by a bad guy breaking in your house. Those are real stats. I'm not making those up. So what do you do with it? Well, I got a buddy. I don't want to tell you his name, but I'll tell you his first name starts with the last letter of the alphabet. He told me when his kids were young, he would come home, he would remove the source of ammunition, remove the round in the chamber, empty chamber, full mag. So at the very least, he knew he just had to rack the gun to go to work. One, it was another barrier where if the kid got access to the gun for whatever reason, and he carried it on him, if for some reason that trigger was pulled, it was pulled on an empty chamber. Makes good sense, right? So why do we need a gun? To protect ourselves. So what do we want? We want immediate access, we want it on us, we want it in the same place, and we want it in the same condition. John Bianchi, systems, by the way, dick tip to the breeze as I holster so the muzzle's not pointing at the dick tip. John Bianchi said one gun, one holster all the time. I wrote here, same place, same condition. One gun, one holster all the time. So simple. Narrow it down, pare away anything that's not important, and you're going to get really good. Don't spend time with a bunch of gear. Get really good with the gun or gear that you think you're going to have on you. Well, how do I know? As I stated before, you don't know. You don't know when violence is going to visit you. You don't. But you can plan accordingly. If you're a city cop, you probably are going to see violence in your uniform. If you're a SWAT cop, you're probably going to see violence in that gear. If you're a mom in yoga pants, a sweatshirt in her purse, that's probably the stuff that you're going to find it in. Although all of us get naked at some point, that said, you should train from that condition as well. Naked carry. I'm just kidding. But from your bed. So if you're going to have the gun away from you, this is where I'm going with this. If for some reason you can't control access to the gun, this is simple. Lock it up. If you don't have access, immediate access, lock it up. Then train. That little box, wherever it is, have it in the same spot. A couple times a day, practice accessing it. I would suggest that box, whatever brand you buy, you and your spouse have more than one way to get into it. If there's a electronic system, is there a keyed way to get into it? Plan for that, train it. That is part of your system. Just like we have our loading system, right? Slide lock to the rear, firm master grip, seat lock, tug, cycle, press check, tap, tap, hammer down, thumb check, dick tip to the breeze, and holster. That's a process. How you access it from your bedside is a process. I developed a graph to help you understand the processes that we're thinking about. This graph really shows the trends of safety for these guns, graphs and stuff. That little black guy there, not so good. The green one here, pretty good. Blue one, eh. You know, these red guys are okay. I don't know what happened to that. But the spikes, and I don't know what any of that means. But for real, simple stuff here, guys. We got people losing their minds about simple stuff. The weapon is for one thing. It is to protect yourself from violence by allowing you to impose your righteous will against anybody who try to hurt you or yours. As such, you need access to it. Whatever form of limitations that you put between you and your kids or anybody else that doesn't have authorization to touch the gun, train for it. If you're going to have the gun on you, which I suggest, if you're afraid of little kids prying on you, have a quality gun like these Langdon Berettas, and have a holster that's quality. Vetter holster here, this Safariland ALS. I would have no problem being home all day with this on me, knowing it's not gonna come out. There's a level of retention. Kid touches it, don't touch, don't touch. Teach them, help them understand. On that note, take away some of that curiosity that kids have by not making the gun taboo, but by helping them understand what they are, but helping them also understand that they are very dangerous, like a sharp knife, like a flame, like a car in traffic, like a dog that you don't know well, like chemicals and poisons, all these other things that we have in our house that a lot of us don't take seriously. Help them understand those things so that as they grow, we have another American, another person that can appreciate and defend and protect the Second Amendment. Side note, I am not sick. This is not COVID-19. I was at a singing and exotic dance-off this past weekend where I lost my voice from screaming, ah! It was awesome. Mickey with CarryTrainer.com. Be well, be safe, think about what you're doing. The best place for your weapon to protect yourself is with you, in the condition with which you hope to find it in if you ever need to defend yourself. With rapid access, man. Nothing more, nothing less. Be well. Don't be dickheads. And check out that frickin' sweet graph.